Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Nelly, and I am an aspiring indie author, and today we are going to be doing some Camp Nano reflections. So, if you haven't seen my Camp Nano plans video that I did at the beginning of April, I basically listed out all the goals I had for Camp Nano, and I can just have that link below if you want to watch it. I went back to watch it to make sure I didn't forget anything for this video. But yeah, I'm just going to be going over that and telling you how things went. Because honestly, we had a pretty great month. But this last week of April, I dropped the ball. My creativity completely dropped. And I got almost nothing done. On top of that, now it's longer April, but my finals are coming up. So I've been studying. I'm going to be studying after I film this. I'm going to be studying for the next few days, so I'm not going to be getting much done at all for the next few days either. But I'm hoping soon my creativity will jump back up because I've got some projects to do. So my first goal was to finish editing Charmed Book 1. If you didn't watch that other video, I don't actually have names for these books yet. I just call them Charmed and Twins, for the two different series. That's how I'm going to go along with it. So my first goal was to finish editing Charmed Book 1 and then send it off to betas. And then I had tentatively in there to possibly start edits number 2 when I got my beta feedback back. But that wasn't necessarily a goal. It was just it could happen. Check that off. I finished it the first week, so I was a week behind because I wanted to have it done by the end of March. Did not happen. I was a week behind. So I finished it by April 7th in 1 week, and I sent off the betas. I had my betas, all my betas back, I think by the 22nd or 23rd of April, something like that. So I had the entire last week where nothing basically got done, but there were a few days between each of my betas coming through, so I got I could post a note and go through and figure out everything from one beta, and then I did it for the other beta. If you haven't seen my vlogs, I basically got corkboards and I post-it noted my entire story. Found out that there's actually more romance in it than I thought there was, which I'm totally fine with. I'm just saying. But yeah, I did all of that, and I have my sheets down for changes, additions, and clarifications that I have to make for this book for the next round of edits. And I started the next round of edits. So this entire first goal, completely great. I started the second round of edits. So I edited the prologue and the first scene of chapter 1. And I just wasn't feeling it. I'm telling you, my creativity was drained because I did this a few days ago. So it was in April still. I couldn't. So I'm hoping that by the 6th of May, which is my last final day, it'll pick back up and I can get through a few more because I want to have this round of edits done by May. I don't remember what date I had, 23rd, 25th, something like that. So I give it a week to sit, and then in June, sometime in June, I could pick it back up for another round of edits because early July it's getting sent to my copy editor, so I need to have it done. So again, if you watched that other video, you know that my second goal was to outline Charmed Book 4, the final book of this series, because I had outlined books 2 and 3 in December, written them in January and February, still didn't have one for here. I was gonna do this because this process also taught me I can pretty much juggle only 2 projects at one time, and that's what I technically had planned because I never planned to do all 3 at the same time. So while I was off the betas, I would plan on doing this, but I was gonna read books 2 and 3 and then outline 4. I got through maybe halfway of book 2. Well, that's a lie, because I tried to reread book 1, but because I had just gone through edits, I was not feeling this reread. So it pushed me back another week. But I'm glad all of that happened. I didn't actually get through any of that because my betas for book 1 came and I had all these changes. It wasn't most of it wasn't huge changes. I don't have that many huge changes, but it also made me realize a plot point I dropped in book 2, which isn't in book, I mean, it's technically a tiny bit in book 3, but it isn't in book 3. So I need to pick those two up for those two books before I can even get to book 4. And they're just like different plot points and stuff that I might need to change. So I'm glad that I didn't start outlining book 4, and I actually again changed my schedule all over again. So now I think I'm gonna be outlining book 4 in Preptober and then writing book 4 in NaNoWriMo in November, just because that'll give me time to get through edits for book 2 as well, and then get through at least the first round of edits of book 3 before I even go through any of this. So yeah, and then I changed my schedule to, I think in June I will be doing a first round of edits for book 2 of this series, because around the time I send book 1 off to my copy editor, I want to send book 2 to beta readers, so that by the end of July I can start prepping for the second round of edits, and then in August do second round of edits. That's gonna be a lot, because it's gonna be like one round of editing for book 1, another type of editing for book 2. It's also gonna be like, let's not confuse which storyline we're in. But that, here's my problem with book 2 is I already have my copy editor booked. Because she was bucking out so fast, I was like, no, I need to get this booked. And it's mid-September. So I have to have at least 2 rounds of edits, but preferably 3. I'd say 4, no, preferably 3 round of edits done before I send it to her. Which, if I do edits, the second round of edits in August, I give it a week, I'd maybe have like a week left to edit. I can always try to push it back like a week or 2, but I don't want to push back too much. Plus, I don't know if she has space to push back too much. Anyway, moral of the story, I've got deadlines, so I need to get into this. So yeah, that's why I didn't do this one, and I'm not mad at myself for not doing this one, because I'm gonna have a lot of things cleared up before I even get to this one. But yeah, and my final goal, my favorite one, because it's my favorite part of the process, which is just the straight writing process, was to start writing Twins book 1, which I had tentatively outlined in March. Did I start it in February? I think it was just March. Anyway, tentatively outlined. I said tentatively because it was straight up like 1,500 words, something like that. Like, it was very, very short. And most of it wasn't even outlined, actually. That's probably why. And the parts that were outlined were more like 1 line to 2 lines kind of thing. My goal was to get to 25,000 words, and I have gotten to 34,797 words for Camp NaNoWriMo. So pretty much 10,000 words over that. Great. I am about halfway through the book, so probably double that. Around the 75,000 mark is where I'm, 75 to 80,000 mark is where I'm seeing the first draft of this ending at, which is crazy because that's what the second draft for Charm Book 1 ended at. So it's going to be like, you can already see where the difference in the sizes are going to be. And again, this is like pure fantasy, so it's part of the reason. I already know when I go into edits for this, there's more stuff I need to add. There's a ton of scenes already that I've skipped. So even halfway through, we're technically probably supposed to be closer to 40, maybe a little bit more than 40,000 words. So that's where we're at. I'm enjoying it so much. It's so much fun. And this, like I had said before, that I had thought I was a prancer, but I turned out to be an outliner. For this one, for Charm series, I'm definitely an outliner. For this series, I'm more of a plantster because I definitely have an outline. But there are some scenes that I'm just randomly throwing in and that I'm just realizing and just randomly throwing in. So it's definitely going more prancer with an outline, you know? So I'm definitely planting this one. But yeah, and then I had also mentioned in that video that I could tentatively probably start outlining books 2 and 3 of this trilogy. Did not do that. That wasn't a goal. That was just like thrown in there while I write. That was not done. Again, changed my entire schedule around because I think this month also taught me realistically what my writing process is like, because before I was just working on one project at a time. Now I have 10 freaking projects I'd like to work on. So realistically what my timeline is, so I pushed back when I'd write the book, like books 2 and 3 in this trilogy. I'm not even editing this book for a while. So yeah, I'm just focusing on the Charm series first, and then we'll move on to the series. I still have like tentative release dates for every single one of my books, but I don't need to tell anybody that because they're tentative, so you don't know about it. But yeah. So that is a wrap on my reflections for April Camp Nano. Honestly, they went really well up until the last week. They went really, really well. This last week, again, creativity drained. Didn't even make, I couldn't even film vlogs because that's how I was trying to get myself out of this like creativity slump, is to film the vlogs because I get really excited when I do that. But even that wasn't pushing me. Like I don't even know what it was. Maybe it was just months of nonstop shut me down for that one week. And then this next week, I'm not even gonna try to push myself. And then by next weekend, I feel like I should be back up and like zooming through, hopefully, because I would like to get through all of my deadlines. But that was it. It was a great time. Cannot wait until July Camp NaNoWriMo. Until then, I have all these other things to work on, so I'm basically gonna pretend like it's still Camp NaNoWriMo or NaNoWriMo. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Oh yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this and you'd like to stick around to follow me along the writing process.